was born to be a fighter, had these dreams and desires. I would be something better, energy, got a fire in my soul to keep burning, a pain that keep hurting, a curse is emerging, feel the thirst, keep on working, I won't stop, I won't quit, to the top of this shit, I get lost in the work, sweat dripping, not a bitch, I get mad, I get pissed, I get after this shit, hit the gas, feel the grip, adrenaline, never miss, I'm not patient, but I've learned to embrace it, cause I've been working, I've been waiting, never complacent, cause I'm so close I could taste it, wanted away from everything I've been chasing. I'm honest and I promise that I got this. I'm launching, all I've wanted has been exhausting. I'll teach you how to harness, control the conscious. You got this, yeah you got this, you gotta want it. Life ain't fair, are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I will prepare. To get to the top, then you must be rare. Got 'em like hey, I will not stop, I am prepared. To get to the top, then you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared. To get to the top, then you must be rare. Got 'em like hey, I will not stop, I am prepared. To get to the top, then you must be rare. Yeah, watch out, I'm fighting hard for the crown. Yeah, no doubt, I'll be the best pound for pound. I'm obsessed with winning, this is my house. So watch out, I'm coming to the top. I vow, yeah, I'm addicted to winning. If that's a sin, I'll be sinning. I'm disciplined when I'm in it, and this is just the beginning. The money, yeah, I'll be printing while helping others make millions. See, I'm not selfish, no villain, but still I'm making a killing. I'm here for greatness, you can't lock me into cages. Deserve to be on stages, I will be the greatest. Do it yourself, I made it. DIY from the basement, I'll take my life into my own hands, my own plan, yeah I got a backbone, designing my own program, I'll mentor the next wave of the bravest, so don't be late, I'm about to make changes. One shot, life ain't fair, are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared, to get to the top, yeah you must be rare, got 'em like hey, I will not stop, I am prepared. To get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. You got one shot, life ain't fair. Are you gonna win or will you play scared? I will not stop, I am prepared. To get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Got 'em like hey, I will not stop, I am prepared. To get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. Yeah, I'm on.
What is up, guys? How are you doing on this Friday? Oh, yeah, sorry for the late or being tardy to the party, I should say. Was finishing up dinner. Gotta say, how are you doing, Alex Moore? Nice to have you here tonight. But yeah, guys, first stream of the new year. And what a doozy it is. I think tonight we are going to be talking about the controversy with Jami Marchi and Asmongold, and really the bigger overview of localizers within anime. And also, later on, I'm going to tell you my feelings over Gushing over Magical Girls. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Although, I am testing out stuff with Restream still. But I'm also going to put the link to the stream. So if you would like to come in and give your 2 cents about whichever controversy that we'll be talking about tonight, feel free. So if you haven't heard, oh, what am I trying to do here? Stupid thing. Swear sometimes I hate where they put the chat stuff. There we go. Yeah, if you haven't heard, there's a big to do right now with uh, localizers and them changing the meanings, the words within anime. Now, honestly, if you're on this channel, I'm assuming that you pretty much already know how localizers go about doing everything, and that they don't really do a good job and tend to put their own spin on the words, the phrasing, to supposedly make it more palatable for a Western audience. And the greater anime community really not for that. Me personally, I'm not for it. I don't give two craps about dubs are really Western localizers. And really, the controversy stemmed from this video here. Rev says Desu talking about AI and how it's going to be taking the jobs of some localizers because they're going to use AI to apparently write the scripts and whatnot. Well, that made it to Asmongold, who watched this video and was absolutely floored at this because Asmon is not a big anime watcher. I think even in this video he said that he was away from anime for about 10 years, and then he said he watched Berserk, or seeing Berserk was coming back, and got back into watching anime, which I mean, it's fine. I'm sure that some of us have to take a break every now and again. You know, anime can get quite taxing, especially with as much comes out. But yeah, like we're going to be watching quite a few videos tonight that I feel are pertinent, and at the end of this, we'll see Jamie's response to Asmon, his community, and really the community at large. And it's glorious. It is really is a glorious response. Let's continue, shall we? Live fact checking. Yeah. Yeah, you know, sound sound is muted. Is that is it just on me, or is it on the on the video? Okay. Let's see. My bad. That should fix it. Let's go back. Thanks for letting me know, Shum. Let me know if this fixes it. Nope. Damn. What is the problem here? Let's do this. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. Let's see if that fixes it.
It's a classic one I show anytime it's relevant.
Let's see if that fixes it.
It's a classic one I show anytime it's relevant.
Let's see if that fixes it.
It's a classic one I show anytime it's relevant.
Let's see if that fixes it.
It's a classic one I show anytime it's relevant.
Let's see if that fixes it.
It's a classic one I show anytime.
Oh, is it fixed or is... this is freaking annoying. Oh well, I guess I'll have to do it this way. Oh, it got it? Okay, let me go back to the way I was doing it, though, because it actually makes it easier going through videos. Alright. Restart.
And so basically you have a translation of a scene from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid where Luca is basically saying, I wanted to wear something different so people wouldn't look at me.
Yeah.
And in the localization, it says, oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves. Yeah, quite the leap and bound in that situation.
But no way, though, right? Like, that's so outrageous. I don't even believe... Is this true? No, wait, that's great. Or what? No, I don't believe... I want to see it. I want to fucking see it. What's the title? Yeah, fact check right now. Yeah, I want to see it right now.
Yeah, that makes me laugh. That he decided that he wanted to fact check it right there. That he was so appalled at that an anime, because I mean this is recent, but this is from, yeah, even the clip that he's about to pull up is from 6 years ago. I mean, I really wish that it was a more pertinent, more relevant anime, and honestly a bigger one, but I guess we just have to take it, right?
Coming! Hey! Oh, hi! What are you doing here, Lukua?
To see you and bring these. Want some snacks?
Duh, thank you! What are you wearing that for?
Oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves. So I changed clothes.
Give it a week, they'll be begging you to change back.
Huh?
You can come on in if you want.
Says you. He's speechless. Like,
And this is, like, real, right? Like, this is... It's...
Asmon is speechless.
I mean, I just... This is so outrageous. It's like I refuse to fucking believe it. But it's right there in front of me. I see it. There it is. That's awful. Like, what? How did that happen? One of you think this is wrong? Thinks that toxic gaming industry, period?
Just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, we do think it's wrong. And we want to be toxic in our own community without a bunch of losers coming in telling us what we can and can't talk about. That's right. We want to do our own thing.
Yeah, I really think he went a little overboard with his reaction just because but then again, I don't know how much he actually cares about, the true translation. The whole dub of Dragon Maid sucks, and not for just this scene. I can't say if it does or not, Shum. Just because, Dragon Maid just wasn't my style of show. So I didn't even bother watching it. But I did hear about this scene back then when it came out. I kind of wish I was making videos back then because, hey, one, I'd be bigger, and two, I'd have some real outrage for it. But with something being that old, I kind of like, just another day of watching dubbed anime. This is said. It is, man. Wait, which thing? Me having a crush on Channing or the terrible dubbing that we get? Why do I look like a princess? I look like a princess? Oh, wait. Hang on. No. Stupid POS. I look like a princess? I mean, a bearded princess. Like the bearded lady from Shrek, maybe? I don't know, man. I mean, I have this epic beard, this shitty little haircut, and a bear playing a guitar t-shirt. So I don't know how much of a princess I would look. Plus all these crow's feet. Killing me, rope breaker. Chatting and dubbing, both. Is there one that sucks more? I feel my mic is a little high. That might just be coming through my OBS. But yeah. Yeah, the dubbing stuff is very annoying. Like I've said it many times. I really wish the Western anime industry would die. Oh, Jesus Christ. Channing, of course. But, I also am very realistic with that it's not going anywhere. I mean, as long as it's making money, I know that Western localizers will exist. Okay, I'm done being a troll. You're good, man. See, you're gonna do some gaming and Spy Fan. Nice. Dude, I just got caught up on the second season, and second season is just as good as the first. So I'm happy with the Spy Family. But maybe I got my mic too close is what it is. I don't know. I keep hearing, like, it sounds like I'm booming, and I don't want to be booming. Unless it's being a boomer on stream. This is like, oh wait, no, this ain't the short one. Oh, this was the short one. There it is. I had my videos set up wrong.
For anime, and then what they do is they change the meaning of different things that are said to mean something totally different to make it congruent with their worldview. They're basically so bad at their job that they become good at doing another job. So it just keeps going on. Let's hear what they have to say.
Today we have another round of...
Oh yeah, at this point, like, Jami, like, obviously, Jami has been sent the clip of Asmon reacting to Kobayashi, Dragon's Maid. And they have spent, like... Jami does not know when to quit, I think, is the problem. See, what she really should have done in this situation is nothing. But because she thinks that she's so in the right, she spent... What, like, when did this happen? Like, 2, 3... When was this? Okay, so this video was about 10 days ago. So, yeah, she probably spent the last 8 days responding to people on Twitter. And even, like, calling Asmon out on Twitter and stuff like that. And she is so in her own worldview that she can't imagine that she's wrong in this situation.
Localizer related drama to cover. This week there's been a big spotlight on localizers and their history of mistranslations, and as more evidence of these mistranslations has been spread on places like Twitter, localizers and their supporters have been getting increasingly nervous. In fact, there's a lot of evidence floating around that shows that these localizers not only have no respect for anime and manga, they don't even have respect for their own fans, and that'll be highlighted.
Well, I think that's obvious, right? I mean, they don't have respect for anything except for pushing their worldview. That's all they care about.
In a clip that we will watch later in this video, where a voice actor for the infamously bad Dragon Maid localization will be confronted with a question about
this Dragon Maid show has a lot of problems.
Their response to that will to be call anyone who finds mistranslations to be bad. They'll call them a virgin and a Nazi and a misogynist, and that they are...
Yes, because only people that have problems with what is being done are virgins and Nazis.
Not welcome in the anime community. Yes, it is some wild stuff we'll see in just a bit here. But let's remind ourselves how we got here. A quick recap of everything. So about a week ago, the ancient Magus's bride...
We'll probably watch a good majority of this because I think it does do a good follow-up to everything that's been going on.
Manga returned with an English release that used AI translations. This got a lot of localizers very upset because they're starting to face the possibility that they will lose their job to AI. And as
it's not a possibility, it's an eventuality. Like, this will happen.
I pointed out in my coverage of this, we're dealing with a situation where AI is not the ideal form of translation, but nobody is going to feel bad for these localizers who might lose their job as a result because they have abused their position as a translator for many, many years and mocked people who are trying to point it out over this course of time. And basically,
somebody brings up a very good point in chat. They say if you expel virgins, Nazis, and misogynists from anime, there's going to be no one left to buy it.
Oh, that's just wrong. I mean, it's funny, but I mean, we know that's not the entire community.
What they deserve. And I've covered in videos like this. There's been a lot of conversation about this over the past week. And in videos like this, I point out this example of a bad localization.
Bro, I remember whenever I saw this, I straight up thought this shit was fake.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way they changed this shit over like this. There's no shot. And I remember, even whenever I heard it, I was like, yeah, but did somebody just like make this up, or is this the legit thing?
Let's welcome Brandon, the anime guy, to the stream. What up, Brandon?
Wait a minute. I've got it. Double sound. Hold on a sec.
You get double sound. What?
Yeah. I can hear myself. I don't know if it's me or if it's you or. Oh, I see. It's the browser. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
It's the problem with running with the Elgato software. It's being strange. Hold on a sec. Keep going.
Trust me, I know. Oh no, Shum. Be nice to Brandon, Shum.
Like, I just couldn't believe it, man.
Now, there's dozens of these types of examples I
Yeah.
could give, but I always use this screenshot when I'm talking about
It's the worst one, or
localization.
it's one of the worst
because
ones I've
it is
seen.
the most blatant and egregious bad localization you can ever see. Everyone sees this pesky patriarchal societal demands quote here, and everyone knows this is incredibly forced and it's just a bad localization. It's easy to digest for people. So that's why I always use this example. And other people would come across this and talk a lot about that mistranslation in particular because Asmongold would react to my video.
I did.
And probably not much of a surprise. He's on board. He thinks that what these localizers are doing is very wrong and that these...
So, Brennan, did you fix
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
What the crap? I can still hear myself. I don't get what's going on. What's going on? Hold on. There we go.
No idea.
Nope. I have no idea either. Give me a moment. I'll be back.
Okay. Oh, well, I was going to ask Brandon if he thinks Asmongold's reaction was genuine or if he was playing it up and now he's kind of going down the rabbit hole to where he more than likely believes what he said, but he's really having to double down. You're hearing an echo? Ah, shit. Why am I getting an echo now? You're hearing an echo? And there went my... Shit. Why am I getting an echo now? You're hearing an echo? Little from column A, little from column B.
All right. No, I'm going. I'm going to restart the system. I have what the hell's going. Okay. Let me turn off. So I won't. I just something to say. Netflix can kiss my ass and lick my nuts for taking away the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons episode of Community. They can go fuck themselves straight into the pit of Satan's butthole. That's all I need to say. I'll be back.
Okay. I have no idea about this one. This is a new kind of controversy, but it doesn't surprise me, especially if it was based off of like older dungeon lore, because what is it? They have really in the last 2-3 years they've been Wizards has been really like pushing this new idea of what D&D is, and they're taking everything away from D&D that made it D&D, mainly like class specific skills. Now it doesn't matter what race, class, or really whatever you play, everybody starts at a base, you know. So you're not special when you play D&D now. Luckily, I have the 5e book that didn't get reprinted. Channing was in makeup as Drizzt, our dark elf, for the whole episode. Oh, that's probably why. But yeah, you know, I assumed that it was something that it probably wasn't the producers or whoever owns Community. It was probably Wizards themselves, because I'm sure they had to get permission from Wizards to use D&D within the episode. So it they probably Wizards probably had it taken down. All right, Mr. Brandon.
Let's try this again. Okay, I'm still hearing myself again. So it's got to be something else because I didn't have this problem last night. But Asmongold was shocked as hell to see. I got to turn off while I talk. Hold on a sec.
Okay.
There we go. Asmongold was shocked as hell to discover that, yes, exactly what Rev there was saying was indeed completely true. Localizers are the bane of our existence, both in the anime, the manga, and in gaming. And no, Shum, I don't think I'm boomerang. At least I better not be boomerang. I just don't know. I can in gaming. And no, Shum, I don't think I'm boomerang. At least I better not be boomerang. I just don't know. I can in gaming. And no, Shum.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I was listening to the live stream to see what was going on.
I see.
But Asmon, I think, had a really good take on Rev's video. But I do wonder because, I mean, even in one of these videos that I have, he says that he's been away from anime for a long time. So I really wonder if he was playing up the reaction because he couldn't really believe it, because he seems like an anime normie to me, you know.
He probably is.
And so I just really wonder, because I mean, he's a streamer, he's a professional streamer, you know. We do play our reactions up for a better, more entertaining stream/video.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he is now falling down a rabbit hole that he can't really get out of, even though I do think he kind of falls more on the side of aligning with us as far as the not wanting things changed or inserted personal views into anime.
Possible. Holy cow, those kids are being loud. I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and go. And I want to say good to see you. And keep streaming and kick ass and call out the stupidity. And with Asmongold, super normie. If he hasn't been in an anime for the last little bit, then he has no idea what's been fully going on. And I'm surprised that's all he said. Because we've seen this been going on for way too long. Too many things. So, yeah. And now I'm going to go download the episode of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Why? Because Netflix and Hulu said I can't watch it, fuckers. They can kiss my ass. Thank you very much, Ronan. You take care. We'll see you later.
No problem, man. If you get things sorted out, feel free to come back. I'm going to be talking gushing over magical girls a little bit later.
Be careful how you gush.
That is wrong and raunchy.
Yes. But it's a fun type of degeneracy.
Right.
You just can't take it too seriously.
Right.
Alrighty, sir. Thank you much.
No problem, man. When this originally happened 2-ish years ago, the blowback only lasted a couple days. Asmongold's reaction managed to make it last for a week and a half now. He did, but I mean, that's the thing about, you know, the anime community and stuff. Really, any online controversy is that it happens. People react to it. People talk about it. They do what the internet does, and then we move right on to the next one. But this isn't a problem that because they're not. They're tourists. I think that's been the best explanation that I've been able to extract from not just this controversy, but many other controversies. And I mean, everyone wants to be a famous YouTuber or content personality or whatever. They're not looking to actually solve problems. I would rather this problem be solved than just have this reaction. And that's what I feel Asmon is he is a he's an anime tourist. You know, he I'm sure he likes anime. You know, I think every tourist has like at least a minimum of, I'd say 7 or 8 or shows that they enjoy and they will continuously come back to. You know, and there might be a few that they stray away from, but for the most part, it's only going to be those 7 or 8 shows. And I mean, I may be completely wrong about Asmon here, but I think that is a majority of the people that are even reacting to this is that have the core anime community like Rev, quite a few other like anime content creators. Yes, he would probably fit that description. Okay, so I don't guess I'm far off, but yeah, he has brought light to a situation that has been plaguing the industry more or less since the inception of anime. I mean, I would say the 80s was probably the worst for the type of localizations that we got, because it was just like bring it over and dub it and send it out because we need Saturday morning cartoons. And it was a lot cheaper to do, I feel, back then, because they could just, you know, dub an episode. Dub an episode. Easy enough. You know, I know dubbing's not easy, but it's like you don't have to do the animation, just talk over the voices. That's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing to be a tourist. You know, I would rather people come in, find, you know, like what you want to like, but at the end of the day, I would love if people would become more fans of the anime industry than just certain shows. Like the people that, you know, stick to those shows, they don't really help anime as a whole. They help those certain shows grow. You know how hard it was to find out back then? Yeah. Yeah. Dude, I was born late 80s. I didn't get to go through the entire anime scene of the 80s, but it did get a little bit better in the 90s. But I mean, I still remember how hard it was to get a hold of anime in the 90s. I mean, I do remember it before Toonami decided to really take it over and, you know, give it the boom that it really has had since then. 4Kids was one of the worst ones at changing lines, cutting, yes, and even wholesale changing entire episodes. Yeah, I mean, most famously, the Pokemon Jelly Donut scene where Brock's holding up rice balls. Rice balls. And, you know, even then I knew that was wrong, but I was like, whatever. But yeah. Had to wait for a buddy of mine to ship it VHS. Dude. Yeah. I know what Guyver was really hard to get a hold of. But I mean, yeah, even some animes that are big, like Visions of Escaflowne, was changed in the English dub because apparently it was too violent for the localizers. So they changed it and toned down the violence, but reused certain scenes. But it apparently changes. I forget who it was. One of the characters, it changes their motivation because of the way that they recut everything and dubbed it. And it's really difficult to me to want to support any kind of Western localization because of situations like that, because of situations like this. It irks me to no end. Maybe we should call these localizers for kids simps. Yeah, I mean they're really just a product of 4Kids. I mean, 4Kids really hit with Pokemon, and it really seems like every localizer since has been trying to chase the Pokemon craze, because the localization of Pokemon is really what helped take it off. They had better opening songs. Kids could relate a lot more to it. I mean, it really was that kind of lightning in a bottle anime and localization that we got. And I don't really think we've seen another anime be as influential to the West as Pokemon has been. I mean, I know people would argue One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball Z, and whatnot are way more prominent than Pokemon was. And as true as that can be, I don't think you can argue that the cultural impact that Pokemon had is galaxies wider, or there's a galaxy's difference in the cultural impact that those 4 animes had on the West as what Pokemon had. Pokemon is arguably one of, if not the most impactful anime for the West. And even today, I mean, it's still like prints money, still impacts young viewers of anime. Like, if you're trying to find an anime for, you know, your 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old kid, more than likely people are going to say, like, they're going to see the new season of Pokemon and be like, huh, I watched that when I was a kid. That's still on? Watch this little Timmy or little Janie. And more than likely, they're going to fall in love with it because of what Pokemon is. Maybe we should call these localized. Oh, wait, I already read that. But yeah.
These people are legit clowns. But
they're clowns. That's what they are. They're getting in there. They're trying to abuse their position to do something that they're not being paid to do. Yeah.
Was appreciative that he reacted to that particular video
to do something that they're not being paid to do.
Gives a little more of a side of the internet that maybe hasn't been exposed particular to this video.
To do
because
something.
Asmongold and his community has definitely warmed up to VTubers and anime in general a lot over the past couple of years. But one thing is definitely for sure, his audience is not as familiar with anime and manga as an audience like mine, for example. And we've been talking about these bad localizations.
Well, that's true. Like, I didn't even know this shit was happening.
Okay, so yeah, this is where Asmin is going to say how long he's been watching anime and stuff like that. So this was the video. What's up, Tim? DBZ the GOAT. It's a good show. I ain't gonna argue with you on that. Goat. I think there's some nuance there.
Like, I had no idea about any of this, and then I hear about it, and I'm listening to this bullshit, and it's like I feel like I'm a crazy person just listening to it. How is it even real? It just does. It's all sus. Yes, it's very weird, man. And it's like IAA taking over. Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, as I said, guys, I watched a bad anime 10 years ago, or like probably 13 years ago, and it made me stop watching anime for 10 years. I totally stopped. Because before then, I was in like the anime club.
So 13 years ago, that would have been 2009, 2010, 2011. My bad. False DBZ. Oh no, Shum. Starting fights. Hello, Farts Warrior Gaming. How are you doing? You very welcome for the follow. Welcome to the kick. Oh, nice. Oh, you're on Kick. Nice. Dude, you are... I think you're my first follower on Kick. That's awesome. That's awesome that I got you over there. Cool. I love giving love to other streamers. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. (2010, 2011). Yeah, it would have been right around there.
In high school, I watched Full Metal Alchemist, Ghost in the Shell back in the day. And I totally stopped. Which one? I don't remember. It was like Bleach or like Naruto or something.
Bleach or Naruto stopped him from watching anime. Like, it was so bad. He was like, no, I'm out. I can't watch anime now because Bleach or Naruto ruined me. That tickles my funny bone to no end. I love it.
I just didn't like it. I was like, this is cringe. And then I just stopped. Yeah, I just totally watched it. Or I totally stopped watching.
Actually, it could be Bleach. Yeah, it could be Bleach or Naruto. Because there's definitely things in the later seasons of Bleach that are cringy. But then there's Naruto that it really starts off cringy because Naruto does nothing but yell in just about every one of those early episodes. And yelling, I'm going to believe it! Or believe it, I'm going to be Hokage! Yeah, Tim. Yeah, it really is shots fired. That's, I like it. I think everybody in me has... It does. Like, it does. It really does. There is a cringe to it, but there is a uniqueness and a charm to the cringe that an anime can have as well. Like, I mean, some of the more prominent anime tropes, I enjoy them being there. I don't, like, it doesn't bother me if they're not in an anime, but when I see them, I feel it is a callback to the way anime used to be in like the 80s and the 90s and stuff, where those tropes were very prominent. You wouldn't just get them once or twice an episode. You'd have them like 10, 15 times an episode. So yeah. It was probably Naruto. Bleach was ending around 2010. I mean, you might be right on that. Like, I forget when those animes actually, like, I know when they started, but I always forget that they started early 2000s. But, I I'm curious now. Like, if anybody's got connections to Asmon, I would like to pick his brain for about 20 minutes and like grill him on which, like, give him anime questions to find out which anime this is. We need to know which anime caused Asmongold to stop watching anime for a decade, almost a decade and a half. In this chat, I'm grasping at straws, Shum.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry. I thought it was so bad.
Oh my god, his chat.
I don't remember which one it was. I don't remember. I don't want to say. I think it was actually Bleach. I'm pretty sure it wasn't Naruto.
Yeah.
And so I watch it, and I'm like, this is horrible. I hate this. And the only thing that brought me back into watching anime was Berserk. Like, I saw it on Netflix, and I watched it, and I was like, what the fuck? This is so...
Berserk saving people, or bringing people back to anime. I love it. Like, legit, that is awesome.
Oh, good. This is awesome. What the fuck? I didn't know about this. Now I quit Bleach too. Start off good. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, it's so great that a Berserk and a manga adaptation that has never had a good anime adaptation. That's actually funny that it was Berserk that brought him back.
A very long time, but people like Asmongold and a lot of his fans,
Yeah.
they're not really aware of this stuff. So when he came across the Dragon-made localization, for example,
I didn't believe
it was
that
so
shit.
outrageous to him.
Yeah.
He literally didn't believe it was real.
No.
Until he found out that yes, it is very real, and his reaction is priceless. So basically,
Yeah.
we have
Oh, God.
a translation of
Oh,
a scene
God.
from Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, where Luca is basically
Okay, we don't need to like rewatch that for the third time. Because we're about that Jami Marchi and Asmongold tea. Right? It's tea? Or drama?
Localizer gets asked about how she... Dragon Maid Localizer gets asked about how she responds to all the criticism regarding the localization.
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of scared to ask this question now because I don't...
Yeah, so this is Asmon reacting to a convention that Jamie was at, and someone asked about the Dragon Maid comment, and this is her comment to that. Oh, we're reacting to the reaction to the reaction to the reaction. Like, I'm trying to go down the most pertinent parts of this drama that has been going on for the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I switched from the original reaction because that was like an hour and a half long, and if I react to all of that, to him reacting to Rev's video, or that particular Rev's video, we'll be here for about 3 hours reacting to his video, reacting to that, and then that second Rev video, and then this, and blah 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 blah.
don't want to bring down the room. So this is directed at Jamie, but all of you can answer.
Go,
all of
Jamie,
you
go. I'm
have,
excited
like,
about it. Like,
so
I'm
Funimation
Jamie.
has come under, let's call it criticism for how they choose to...
Was always saying something to me, so I tried toning down the exposure. Okay, so this is just...
adapt their scripts
Oh,
for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. Oh, unnecessary hate. Got it.
you unfairly.
Thank
and,
you.
So how would you like to respond to that kind of
unnecessary
criticism?
hate. What's unnecessary about someone changing literal lines and injecting their personal beliefs into a show that's not theirs? And just basically trying to take ownership of it. I mean, what's wrong with hating on somebody like that? Lakoa was typically wearing tank tops and Daisy Dukes. Oh, so she was the main person of Dragon's Maid. Like, I do remember her because I remember her being like front and center on all the promotional advertisement for it back then.
To the criticism, like, I have a vagina, deal with it. Like, I'm a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful women. We are out here. It's going to happen.
Every bit of what she says is a subjective self-insert that gives her personal worth. And in her mind, it raises her to a level that the powerful one is what gets me. Because what makes you powerful? Unless she's just associating that with that, I can do what I want in this show. I can make them say whatever I want them to say. And I have that power. You don't. So suck it up and eat it, weeb.
And deal with it. I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on. That's my reaction.
So this is a person that made the comment, and they said, just remember, if there are any line changes in any anime, any script, anything ever that offend anyone who unironically uses a term like SJW and feminist agenda, I wrote them. I wrote them all. Yep. Well, now you're getting replaced by a robot. So I hope you had fun. I hope it was enjoyable. Yeah, there it is.
Asmongold with the well, not even the hot take, but the truth take. Well, Luca does have enormous opie. She does. You know what's so funny? Jami voices which one blows my mind because I always forget that she does this character. But she did Panty in Panty and Stocking and Garter Belts. And if you know anything about Panty and Stocking, that show is insanely fucking raunchy. And for her to kind of voice that character, which I actually do enjoy the English dub of Panty and Stocking, because I think it's just hilarious to hear. She isn't always my favorite part of it, but I do like the way Panty acts in that. And honestly, the dub isn't that far off from what the show actually was. One has to wonder if she's getting any with comments like that. And there went my camera again. Damn it. That's what I get for switching to a DSL instead of using my webcam. Goes off every 30 minutes. I don't know, Shum. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to take the high road on that one because I feel like what she said was really punching down and not even really an answer to the guy's question. More of a dodge or a sidestep, because she's not really answering or saying anything. She's just telling you that, hey, I'm a powerful woman. I do what I want. If you don't like it, fuck off. It's very reminiscent to what the woman that is now doing directing the next Star Wars said yesterday, where she literally said that I'm intentionally going to make men feel uncomfortable. I mean, the hell, right?
for how they choose to adapt their scripts for
like
a couple of
unnecessary
shows.
hate. Yeah, got it.
Yeah. So how would you like to respond to that kind of criticism?
To the criticism, like, I have a vagina, deal with it. Like, it's honestly, that's the truth. I am a woman. I am a funny woman. We are all talented, funny, powerful women. We are out here. It's going to happen. Deal with it. I'm sorry you're not getting laid. It's not about you. Move on. If I'm making misogynists and Nazis angry, then I'm doing all right.
What you just said.
Anyways. Mikkel, how are you doing tonight? Nice to have you here. Like, damn, AI doing the voice work, just sad, man. Yeah, I'm not sure if AI, if they're gonna be, like, I need to go back and watch that Rev video, like, in full. And, because, I mean, y'all know, I haven't been doing a lot of streaming, so I've been kind of, doing other things than really keeping up with, like, all these, stories and what's really going on as far as newsworthy stuff has been. So I'm not sure what capacity AI they're talking about within anime. I don't know if it's just going to be the AI writing the scripts or if they're actually going to do the using AI as voiceovers, which AI in the last year, I want to say, has been amazing. Like, I've been listening to AI music where it's like Vegeta singing Eminem, or I just listened to a Plankton doing a heavy metal rock song earlier today, and they are absolutely phenomenal. So the AI voicing is getting really good, but I don't know if companies are willing to use them just yet. But I mean, it is something. I mean, that's what the whole what was it, the actors and writers strike was this past summer, was really over AI, and they had to strong arm the movie industry into not using it in a limited capacity. But the thing is when this new deal runs out and AI gets better, what are they going to do then? Because if you can have one AI writing for 100, 200 of your shows, or even 20, 30 of your movies, or your entire movies for the year, what essentially are people good for? And if they're not, like, the other thing too is if humans are already writing out or putting out garbage, how good does the AI really have to be to produce something of equal or better quality, is what I would ask. I mean, if people aren't giving us good, dubbing or translations, then why not just use AI to dub it, write it? I just, it blows my mind that these people are literally trying to strong arm their way into keeping a job. See, hadn't been around as long as when she did painting. Okay. Yeah, like, I forget, where can you watch Painting and Stalking? It's probably on Crunchyroll, although I don't advocate for watching Crunchyroll. That's probably one of the worst places you can watch anime. No, come down here on the low road. I might. Like, let's watch her comment that she's about. Like, this literally was 7 hours ago on her Twitter. Or not Twitter, her TikTok. And this is her response, basically, to everything that's been going on. Just chilling. Awesome. It's awesome to chill on a Friday night. Isn't perfect. How is it going to know the difference that something is funny versus crude humor? I mean, The only reason that people really know that is because they use their judgment to how is this going to play to a larger audience, whereas AI will just put it out there because it has no feelings in the matter. So I would almost say that you're getting a pure product with AI than what you would with a person, because what you get with a person is you're getting their personal politics, their beliefs, their ego, likes, dislikes, and stuff like that. That's what you're really getting with people when it comes to these localizers. And I'm not going to say that all dubs have been bad. I mean, the dub of Yu Yu Hakusho, I feel, is still one of the best dubs that's out there. Ghost Stories is an amazing dub, but we're not going to get good dubs like that in this day and age. People have, the industry has just changed too much to where more people are paying attention to anime now. And kind of another reason, or another thing that I talk about, on this channel, is the use of some of the anime tropes, or the anime, what you call them, titling, or how to say it, categorization, like Shota and Lolly. They are just supposed to be describing of age short people. It gets mixed with underage short people. Actually, one thing that I'm going to bring up in the next little segment here, and it is one reason why with anime when you try to introduce it to a wider audience, they hear those phrases, they hear the stigmas, and in all honesty, people don't want to be associated with those stigmas, because I mean, who would want to be associated with being a pedo, GTA 6 will have an AI monitoring the voice chat. Needless to a lot of folks are skeptical. I don't think I would like AI listening to me like that. But yeah, I believe I did see that story. Needless to say. Yeah. But let's watch Jamie's response on the TikTok.
Recently, some followers of Asmongold have been criticizing me and demanding answers regarding a line I wrote in 2017 and the answer I gave to a question at a panel a year or two later. If you don't know who Asmongold is, he is a streamer with well over 2 million followers. Now,
like the 2 million fucking matters. I mean, the dude's reacting and giving his take. Who cares that he has 2 million followers? I mean, yeah, I hate this online idea that your followers equal your worth online, or that if you have more followers than me, you're punching down, or you're somehow in more of a position of power if you've got a shit ton of followers like Asmon does. It's ridiculous.
now, since Asmongold was gracious enough to respond to the criticism and the demands for answers he's been receiving regarding his involvement with Soft Giving and their controversy, I thought it's only fair that I respond to his followers in kind.
And here's her response.
Well, who gives a shit? Somebody makes an allegation against me and now somehow I have to respond to it? No, I don't have to say anything. Who gives a fuck? Thank you for your time.
Yeah, that's her response to Asmon, is that she doesn't care. She doesn't feel that it's worth responding to, because she feels that she is beyond reproach. That what she did was entirely justifiable, and the fact that it happened so long ago that you can't criticize me for it. Now, I'll agree. Like I said at the beginning of this, I'll agree that it's not timely. It definitely is not as big of a deal now as it was then. I mean, it's still a big deal, but it's making an old drama new again is what's happening. And I don't see the personal point in it when there's newer anime that do about the same thing or worse that we could be using to make it more pertinent. But then there was her comment 2 years later and her comment today. She still thinks that she was justified in changing the lines, adding her own personal beliefs into something that she doesn't own, that she's a localizer, writing a script that is supposed to entertain us, the viewer, but she feels that it's necessary to inject herself into the show in a sense. And she doubled down on it with that, with the convention. She doubled down on it in the convention, and now she's tripling down on it. And it is absolutely ridiculous. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say that these localizers work for us, but they do have a responsibility, I feel, to entertain the audience, and also more of a responsibility to the mangaka and everyone that worked on the show in Japan to represent what they created, because they're the ones who really put in the time and the money. All that Funimation and Crunchy do is they buy the rights to show them overseas. They don't make these shows. They have no right to change anything within them. What they need to be doing is giving us the most accurate and true translation and visuals that we can get. And they're basically saying that you're going to give us, or we're going to get what we're going to get, and you're going to like it. And this is why piracy is so rampant outside of Japan. Because really, people aren't going to put up with all this trash that we're being given. It's one reason why I don't pay for an anime subscription. I think this is bullshit, you know? she's the queen bee and you can't do anything right. That's what she thinks, at least. I mean, she's gonna be out of a job eventually. That's why they make their transition into doing more things behind the scenes than being, on doing voiceovers. I mean, look at Chris Sabat. Look at how much of involvement he had in the Brawley movie. He was literally almost solely responsible for the localization of the Brawley movie. And it was, to me, that was worrisome to see when that came out. Because no one person should be responsible for all of that. Especially not Chris Sabat. What's up, Clifton? How you doing, man? These people should really lose their jobs. It's for the fans, not for you. It is. It is. And I don't think these localizers are fans of anime. I think, and I know a lot of people talk about the cliques and stuff that are in Hollywood, but you don't know how bad of a clique or how bad cliques are until you start looking into anime voice acting. If you're not in a certain circle, and this was even before the Funny merger, or Funny Crunchyroll merger, if you weren't in a certain circle, you didn't really get work in voice acting. And it wasn't that, like these 10 people were insanely good at voice acting. It was that they all traveled together. They knew each other. They talked to each other. They talked to the directors. They talked to the higher ups. They told you who you could hire. And if you didn't bow down to their political system or their system of doing things, you didn't get work. I still think that the whole, not Chris Sabat, but I think he was part of it. It's been a minute since I've remember it. The Kick Vic stuff, because Jami was actually part of the Kick Vic stuff. There was an entire group that didn't like Vic, and I believe got him ousted from the industry. Now, some of the like, I went to a convention that Vic constantly attended every year. Like, he had a standing attendance and they would never kick him out. And I mean, I heard about these allegations back then, but I still have the same belief in my head that I had back then, that if there was any proof, the directors of the convention would have never allowed him to come back. And if they did, then every person that was involved within that should sue the convention for putting their safety at risk. But I truly believe that you need proof. You can't just make baseless allegations. So, but yeah. Oh yeah, Clifton. Definitely. I have a very good site that I use. It's how I get just about everything, and I can view it everywhere. The only downside is there's not a super convenient app to watch the anime from. Very, very, very disappointing. Excuse me. Very disappointing. You met Vic at KamehaCon a few years ago. Such a kind and wonderful person. The line for an autograph was 3 hours long. Yeah, like Vic is also one of the people that I feel that he's a voice actor that actually can voice act. He's not just doing one voice across multiple characters with slight tweaks to it and calling it a brand new voice. I mean, Vic was the original voice of Brawley. The newer Brawley movie was the last movie he was in before the Kick Vic stuff happened. He was the voice of Tamaki in High School, on High School Host Club, and he was also the voice of Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood and Full Metal Alchemist. So, well, Tamaki and Ed's voice are actually similar, but I do feel Vic has more range than most. I truly enjoy Todd Habercorn's voice. He I think could actually voice act. I mean, voice acting is a lot tougher than people really give it credit for. There is nuances and there are things you can do with your voice that can just bring a character alive. And a lot of these bigger voice actors, I don't feel have the range. They have this one steady kind of monotone way of doing things. To me, the biggest offender of this is Johnny Young Bosch. I think his best role that he ever did was as Vash the Stampede. His first role, actually, which I am very much questioning after rewatching the first couple episodes last year because of the new anime that came out, that if they didn't change Vash in order to fit Bosch's range and his voice acting ability at the time. But it also seems like he has never grown from that either, because I can't say it was his second role, but when he got Ichigo, he has never evolved as a voice actor since Ichigo. And his voice acting is so monotone and boring. I cannot listen to his voice whenever he does a character. It drives me up a fucking wall. And yeah. Anyways, I could rant about that. Sadly, I have to go. I'll be on stream in half an hour. Have fun. All right, man. Yeah, y'all go check out Clifton. Clifton is a really awesome editor, and I love some of his takes that he has on current events. Comic Crusader, what is up, man? Made it to the party? Oh, it's about to get like we about to move to that NC-17 range of content, and I'm not really looking forward to to what I'm about to talk about, but it's a big issue going on right now, and I need to talk about it. I really do. Can't believe they recast that role in One Piece, Sabo. However, Johnny B is one of my favorite actors, so no hate towards him. Just very sad situation that it was recast. Yeah, I mean, Bosch is one of those people that I don't think he's like deep in this inner group that decides who gets the voice act some of the bigger roles, but he is very much on the outskirts of it. If he didn't move into it after Vic got kicked out, because I mean he is pretty close with some of the people that I believe are within this group. So bring right. Yeah, you're going to need to drink after this. Actually. It's Friday. I get to do that. Holiday Crown. Salted caramel. Whew. You had to bring that up, and I just happened to have that sitting here. But, yeah, let's move into the next thing that I'm going to talk about, and that's gushing over magical girls. Let's go to the Annie list that I had. Actually, do I have it pulled up? I did not have it pulled up. Such a bad person at this. Where the fudge is it? Oh, wait, I don't have it as seasonal. That's what it was. This should be easier. Here it is. So, yeah. So, if you don't know what gushing over magical girls is, Hiragi Utina is a major fangirl of the magical girls protecting her city, so when she has the chance to become one herself, she leaps to the chance to join the Technicolor ranks, but when she transforms, she learns she isn't fated to be a darling do-gooder, but rather a villain on the side of evil. At first, she tries to quit her new gig as the leader of the local baddies, but she quickly realizes she enjoys it and is a total natural at tormenting the magical girls she loves so much. With both a bang and a whimper, Hiragi's journey as a magical girl tormenting sadist has begun. You gotta leave too, Raquel? All right. Well, thank you both actually for stopping by. It's been nice having y'all here. So, yeah. So that's the description of gushing over magical girls. It is labeled as a comedy, ecchi, maho shoujo, and slice of life. So, the main keyword that we look at here is ecchi. Ecchi is that categorization right before hentai. This is supposed to be softcore hentai. It's one reason why I don't pick these shows to watch on a season to season basis, because it's just not exactly something that I want to be watching. Plus, if I'm going to watch hentai, I'll just watch hentai. Some idea, and I personally think that once you see that's where it really gets what the fuck territory, because of what is done within the show. And so we're going to watch a video by, I believe, someone that has a okay take on the show, but there is an issue with his take. Ages, no.
To enjoy as much as I did when this first episode aired today, but you know how Gushing Over Magical Girls is not an anime I expected to enjoy as much as I did when this first episode aired today, but you know how there is a lot of people online that think that anime is just legitimately weird? Well, this is definitely one of those shows that perfectly represent that. The embodiment of anime is weird, and that's a good thing. Like, legitimately, before we go any further, that's a good thing. Weird anime is fun, it's hilarious, you shouldn't take it too seriously, it's a good laugh, and, like, clearly right off the bat, this show is trying to be a parody of magical girls, do a little bit of a spin, and it obviously has a lot of fan service, as you clearly just saw from the brief little clip I showed. But let's entice you a little bit more, okay? So, if you are wondering, this series is fully...
So, yeah. that how did he put it again?
Think that anime is just legitimately weird. Well, this is
okay. Anime being weird is not the problem. This show is not just weird. You know, I'm for anime being weird, but not like this isn't weird. This is just downright degeneracy. And the problem is that it's degeneracy with minors. Anime being weird is fine. Anime is plenty weird without having this bullshit in a show. And the problem is, how did he put it?
Definitely one of those shows that perfectly represent that. The embodiment of anime is weird.
The embodiment of anime. And that's a huge problem, that you have a fairly big anime YouTuber saying that this embodies anime. And I mean, he does go on to say that it embodies the weirdness of anime, but that it embodies anime. That is a problem, because anime is getting bigger as a whole. There are more and more people that are discovering it. And my biggest problem is that what this shows, what this is going to show to normies, is that this is what we're watching. This is like, I'm sorry that people can't just categorize other people into hey, not everyone is watching this. That this is going to represent, damn it, camera. This is going to represent not just a small group of people that enjoy this kind of anime, but will represent the anime community as a whole. And I don't want the anime community getting represented by animes like this, because like I was saying, animes are getting bigger. They're being more widely consumed by a more mainstream audience. Now, I'm sure that you could argue that, well, who gives a fuck? We don't want people that aren't into this. Well, that's the problem, is the people that are into this are not the people that we want in an anime community. I'm sorry, but I don't want... I have a huge problem with the underageness of it. And yes, I do understand the arguments that, oh, it's just drawings, it's art, it's this, it's that, it's a different culture. I get that. But here's the thing. It's not drawn by fictional people. It's not consumed by fictional people. It's consumed by real flesh and blood people. And there is a problem with I will admit, there is a group of people that can watch this and just enjoy it as a show. But then there is a group that will watch it and use it as material in their personal time. And my real question is if you aged these girls up to of legal age, even with the first episode, does it change anything? Could you still have a group of magical girls going around and an of-age person being absolutely obsessed with the magical girls as they are? I mean, seriously. I mean, you're not wrong, Shum. But this, so you can say that about any medium. You can say that about Star Wars. You can say that about football or any live sport. You really can. But here's the other thing. Anime and cartoons. What do they have in common? That they are for a younger audience. Now, we don't have as much of a categorization of cartoon here in the West to where you have your cartoons for the younger audience, shonen and shoujo. And then you have your stuff for a kind of a middle audience, which is, I forget it. It's not shinen, but it's similar to shonen, but it's not exactly shonen. Damn it. But anime and manga have those different classifications. We don't have that here. Everything gets lumped together. And that is inherently the problem that everywhere else where anime can exist doesn't have these same classifications. Every show is seen as a shonen. This is going to be seen as a magical girl or a slice of life, and it's going to this is going to fall into the same category as Sailor Moon when it is not. This is an ecchi. Sailor Moon is not an ecchi. Or it's going to fall into the same category as Madoka Magica, or even some of the most mundane shows it will get categorized as that. And I get it. Why do I care so much about what normies say? And that's because I don't want a certain group being associated with anime. Yes, I know it's going to happen, but I want it made very loud and clear that they are not welcome here. Because, I mean, it's not like you can go to every one of these people's houses and take away their anime, or every time they start looking at anime, someone can whack them over the head and say, no, don't watch that. I get that. But the only way that you keep a community safe from those types of predators is everyone has to be looking out for it. And I don't want the anime community associated with predators. And that's the same thing for people who, love cartoons, like Western cartoons. But because kids consume this material as well as adults, there is an overlap of people. And we as a community have to take it upon ourselves to be watching out for that bullshit, to call it out, and to not, just because Japan is a different culture, anime is made for a Japanese audience, it doesn't mean they're right with what they're making. It's the same thing as if we see something wrong going on. Like if you see, and I'm going to an extreme here, if you see a country using child soldiers and we call it out and we go in to stop it, that is the same way as I feel as talking. And that's the thing, is it's talking and trying to change a view. And they do that with us. We do that with them. We all are sharing our culture. And the thing is no, I'm not saying forcibly take it out of Japanese creators' hands, but there is a mindset that I feel that needs to be changed so shows like this don't happen. And I mean, maybe I'm going a little SJW here, but this is just not. This is not a show that I feel people should be watching. This is not a show that I think is a representation of anime. I think anime is deeper than what this show is. But I do get what you're saying. That any community, any hobby, anything can be associated with predators. Because they are everywhere. Because as much as people don't want to think that they're people, they are people, and very flawed people at that, with very flawed heads. And I mean, I don't know how else to say it, that there has to be a bar that we have, and some gatekeeping that has to be done. And as a community, I feel that we do have to stand up and say that, hey, this is not all right, because in all honesty, if shows aren't getting watched, if there's not money being spent on the products that these shows put out, then they won't get made. But Chibi Reviews, I think, also embodies what I feel is a major problem within the anime community, and that's that no one wants to speak about this stuff because they are either not equipped to talk about it, or they are afraid to talk about it, or they don't want to admit that this exists. And that's, like, those three things aren't exclusive. I'm sure there's other reasons, but it really, like, we need to stop being afraid to stand up and say it. Matt's going to dye his hair pink tomorrow. Hey, I have already gone through my hair dyeing phase. And, yeah, I'm not doing that bull crap again. Oh, I had a way to change it. Oh, well. But that's pretty much what I'm trying to say, Shum, is that let's just move on with the video.
That's a good thing. Like, legitimately, before we go any further, that's a good thing. Weird anime is fun. It's hilarious. You shouldn't take it too seriously. It's a good laugh. And, like, clearly right off the bat...
Right. And, like, I don't know how old Chibi is. But, like I was saying, I think he's young. You know, he's not thinking about the bigger picture. He just sees a show, and, you know, it's a show that I think he is comfortable watching because he doesn't see it as anything more than that. You know, and granted, I will admit, I used to be the same way. There are so many reasonings that I've made that shows are okay, or that I used to make that shows were okay. But after the last 2 years of doing this and really looking at anime and, you know, what it is and where I want to be with it, shows like this are not okay to me anymore. I struggle to say that, you know, that they shouldn't exist, but I'm comfortable with saying that this show shouldn't exist. But it, you know, I used to make a lot of excuses. Like, I used to make the excuse that, oh, it's not real people, or it's drawings, or it's art. You know, let artists be artists. And then I'd think back to the Renaissance, where children were drawn naked and stuff like this. Like, what is it? There's the picture of Aphrodite, or the little cherubs that are used on the 16th Chapel. You know, I mean, those are essentially kids. Just tons of art throughout history has depicted child nudity, and it's as art. I think it is difficult to say what is and isn't all right, but again, that is the thing, is that we're not back in those times. We have a better understanding and higher morals than what took place in the moralist past, I guess is how I can say it. That we as a society today do not agree that children should be depicted in this way and form, and especially not in this way that this show is trying, or in the way that this show is portraying children. You know, I'm sorry that I don't think that 14-year-olds being put in sadistic bondage and tortures for the main character's jollies it's not okay.
This show is trying to be a parody of Magical Girls, do a little bit of a spin, and it obviously has a lot of fan service, as you clearly just saw from the brief little clip I showed. But let's entice you a little bit more, okay? So, if you are wondering, this series is fully uncensored. Now, when I say uncensored, I'm not saying, like, voice lines. I'm not saying maybe just pantsuit shots or whatever, no. I'm talking the full-blown uncensored, and caught me by surprise. I was legitimately shocked when I watched this first episode of Gushing over Magical Girls, and there was full-blown uncensored stuff going on. I was just like, okay, like, okay. Thankfully, I live by my...
And see, he's going to sidestep this in a minute, and he's not bringing up the fact that the ages of the children, because he knows how problematic that is, and he doesn't want to use it, or he doesn't want to say what it is, because I don't know if he's just like, I need to make content on this, but I need to do safe content. I need to talk about this show, but I need to do it in a way that isn't going to make me look like a creep. And again, this guy has this video has 35k views. I am sure that he convinced some people to watch this show, and they're going to be thinking about Chibi when they watch this show, and they're going to be like, what the fuck? Why did you not tell me what this was actually about? Because there are responsibilities that I think creators have on their communities, and especially for the audiences or the number of people that they can reach with their videos. And they do have a certain responsibility, like not to the point that if they say something and then someone in their audience goes and attacks somebody and says, oh, Chibi sent me here, when if he never in a video said, hey, go attack this person. If he never says that, then honestly don't have two legs to stand on. But when you are recommending something, you do have a certain responsibility not to hide facts. Not saying that he needs to spoil this, but there are facts, if like the characters being 14, that if you hide that from them and they go and watch something, then you are now responsible for sending them to watch something that they might not have been comfortable with to begin with. but I might be extrapolating too much and like looking way too deep in what he's trying to do. But again, he is a fairly big YouTuber. I think he knows how to write a script and exactly how to say what he needs to say in order not to come off online as a creep.
Myself, I don't have to worry. I can blast this on massive speakers and don't have to worry about it. But for those that, just started the show because it's a Magical Girl series or they're just wanting to watch a new anime that's airing this season, probably was caught by surprise. And I want to bet you probably had to quickly close their door or, turn their volume down, put headphones on when they started to watch this said episode, which is funny. I can already imagine there's quite a few people out there that potentially live with people and they had to quickly click pause and all that, turn the audio down, put on headphones to be able to continue to watch. Oh, and also they had to lock their door. I can imagine there was a lot of people that probably...
And I think that's very telling right there. That he's making a joke and making light of something that, granted, pretty fucking funny when put into a certain context. But that is a joke of something that you do when someone's watching Prawn and their mom walks in and they don't want them to walk in. So, again, it's not exactly being truthful with your audience what it is. And I really think so, that he's not being truthful here.
He did that today while watching this, and that's pretty funny. It's honest.
And again, if you have to do that in a show with children, then there's a problem. Again, there's a problem.
Amusing to think about. But anyways, with that out of the way, let's actually get into this. What is gushing over magical girls even about? Is it something that's actually worth your time? Now, obviously, if you're into culture, uncensored stuff and culture, you're going to enjoy the show. Just going to be blunt there. But what is the story?
If you're into culture, uncensored stuff and whatnot, so you have to be cultured to like nudity. No, you don't have to be cultured. You just have to be a creep, a perv, or you can be cultured and see the human form in an artistic way. But that's he knows what he did there, and he's trying to create a straw man. I think that's right, straw man, into where if you don't like this, you're just a uncultured swine. What's the other thing that he said?
You're gonna enjoy the show. Just gonna be blunt there. But what is the story? Okay, what is the actually worth your time? Now, obviously, if you're into culture, uncensored stuff and culture, you're going to enjoy the show. Just going to be blunt there. But what is the story? Okay, what is the canvas, so to speak? What is Gushing Over Magical Girls really trying to say with its story? Is it something that will, kind of maintain your interest while you wait for cultured scenes to appear? And that really depends. It depends on exactly what you're looking for. I am willing to bet you if you're starting this show, there's two reasons why you started it. One, you started it because it's a Magical Girl series. And so, it's I like Magical Girl series like Madoka, like Sailor Moon, and you're like, I want to see another cutesy Magical Girl series. That could be one reason why you started it. And then the fan service comes in, the uncensored nature comes in, and it catches you by surprise. And that's where there's going to be a big, steering.
The bigger question is, well, why is there fan service? I'm just beating a dead horse at this point.
Split, with the watchers, where you're going to have half that are going to probably drop the show because they probably didn't want to watch the show with fan service. And we're going to have those that are like, oh, wow, I'm into this type of stuff. I like this even more. And they're going to continue watching it. And then you have the others that find out about the show. They find out that...
Again, why do we need the people, like, I've pretty much said my piece on just about a majority of what else he's going to say, so let's just finish the video.
You know, it's fan service and uncensored, and so they're going to start the show because of that. And then they're not going to really think too much about what the premise is, for instance, it being magical girls, and the whole, you know, story being kind of about that might also get them to drop it, because maybe it's not worth it. So, the story.
I just realized, I think he has a pic or a scroll of naked Major Makoto Kusanagi from Ghost in the Shell in his background.
The story so far, at least from this first episode of Gushing Over Magical Girls, is about our main female character that legitimately becomes a sadist. Like, she becomes a sadist, she becomes the villain, like, the opposing faction of magical girls. Like, think about this, okay? The core essence of what a magical girl is to save the world, defeat evil, okay? It's the simple and
he's leaning heavily into a secondary trait of the show, because I skimmed through this first episode because I was like, I listened to Brandon talk about it, and I listened to Blaine and them talk about it, and I was generally curious as to how bad it could be, and I wanted a decent frame of reference to talk about it.
Easiest way to really explain magical girls. And there always has to be an antagonist. Something that, you know, the magical girls have to face. And in this case, our main female character is someone that has like a cube, you know, basically think of Monica Magical, like the cute little mascot thing, comes up and is like, hey, you know, you can be basically a magical girl. And she's like, wait, really? And like, yeah, but you're gonna be the villain. And she's like, huh? And then she's pretty much forced into the role of being a villain against the magical girls and having to basically torment them every single episode. It's a nice little spin to the magical girl formula, because it's like we always follow the main female character that is on the good side. You know, we see what they go through, their hardships, and obviously there could be psychological or something like that. But it's interesting seeing that, you know, our main character is the villain in this story, and we're seeing how she, you know, is gushing over magical girls because she likes to see them legit in pain, because she's a sadist. And so it's just like, it's amusing. It's legitimately amusing. I think that the story...
Oh my god. I think I'm done with this video, because I don't think I can say any more than what I've already went through with what he's saying, because I still feel he has a mild take on it, if not a deceptive take at this point, because now that I'm kind of talking more about it and stopping and reacting to it, it's becoming a little more obvious to me what's going on, or what he's doing. On a scale of 1 to Riaz, how late am I? Tits, I am about to close it up. I think I have said as much as I could say with the content that I had prepared tonight, and I don't think I really have much more. I had another, like, I was gonna go over the Niche Gamer article on this anime, but I think reacting to Chibi Revies video, I've said just about all that I can say, and I've made my point with it. So I think I'm about done for the night, man. But I feel free to go back and start the stream over and leave a comment. But it's nice to see you here, man. I know I haven't been what's it prompt with my content as of late, but new year, I'm definitely going to try to get back into a groove with everything. But yeah, man, it's nice to have you here. It's nice to see you. When you end, I'll rewind. Sounds like they've exhausted you with all the localization. Oh man, that and this show this week have absolutely worn me out to where I hope I've at least not only been entertaining, but have also sufficedly raged about the two things. The localization thing was more funny, I think, than ragey, because the whole Kobayashi Maids thing, it's such old news to me at this point that I find it funny that it is now a bigger deal than what it is, and it's recycled rage is the best that I can describe it. This is new rage, and I don't think the show should exist. Look forward to your winter anime. Yeah, man. Actually, I've already done them. Check out the winter anime drafts. That's where I went through and picked all of them, and then I also have the hyped winter anime. I picked out about 5 shows, which if you don't want to go through the whole thing, I put just about all of them in shorts to try to boost the video and put shorts content out. Like, I think that's really how I'm going to do things this year is, so I'm doing this stream. I'm going to cut it down into more digestible videos so people can watch them more easily. And then I'm going to take that and put them into even more digestible shorts, which YouTube is now allowing us to link videos to the shorts that we make of the initial videos. So, hey, that's a thing. So it's basically trying to get more out of the content that I'm already making, and trying to put it into a more digestible format. And I switched from a webcam to a DSLR, and I'll be upgrading this hopefully soon, because this is an older DSLR. But yeah, but I'm glad you're gonna look forward to it, man. Love how your girl marching was front and center of the crap. Yeah. I want to see the full draft. Yeah. Where is that stupid thing? YouTube. No, I don't want the studio. I want to go to my channel. I'll put the link in it, and you are more than welcome to go and watch it. Where was my draft at? Oh, wait, that was in live streams. There it is. A winter anime draft. There it is. And we will throw that here. And there we go. The lack of fan service in the winter season is disappointing. I mean, I think I'd rather have deeper stories and better animation than fan service. Like, I feel fan service is a dying thing within anime.
Thus far, it's nothing like too incredible. It's very basic, okay? The overall canvas of the story is very simplistic. There's nothing crazy going on with what the story is trying to present. Like I said, there is some uniqueness with the swap of following a villain, but the main reason why most people, after watching this first episode, is going to continue watching is because of the uncensored fan service nature that it provides. Now, will the story get better?
And if that's why they're watching it, that is very problematic. Because if you're watching it because of the uncensored fan service of 14-year-olds, then that's a problem. I mean, Jesus Christ. Again, I've said it. Lack of fan service. You use Gomp. Hey, at least Chain Soldier. Yeah, I think Chain Soldier had... yeah, they were of age because the guy was going to work. Or going to a work. Yeah, you know, I've heard Chain Soldier was supposed to have quite a bit of fan service, but I did not see any in that first episode. Not like this.
I don't know, and let's take a look at that, okay? So basically, as I can see here, this is the manga version of, you know, Gushing Over Magical Girls. Apparently it's been coming out since 2019, there's no confirmed chapters and all that, and it seems to be, from my understanding, it's a pretty high score, honestly, on my anime list. It's almost an 8, you know.
What does that matter? I mean, seriously, what does it matter that it's a high score and people like it? It to me, that just means, what is it? It's only got about 3,000, a little over 3,000 users have rated it, and it's just above a 7.5. That plus, if you didn't know, the manga is actually more censored than the anime. Like, for some reason, the anime decided that it was going to just explode with insane underage nudity. I mean, it is ridiculous.
8.0. So,
and maybe I wouldn't even have as much of a problem if they kept it more classy and censored.
Well, I mean, when you think about...
But I don't know, because we don't have that. Like, I even went back and watched this, like, well, didn't watch, but did another skim through the censored version. I can't tell what was censored from that and the uncensored version. Makes no sense. My understanding is that Chain Soldier really does it. Well, I'll definitely... I'm watching Chain Soldier this season, so I'll definitely have to go and look at the few things to make sure I don't have a problem with it as well. It's because his voice is too high for him to be that authoritarian. Well, I mean, Chibi Revies is a big anime YouTuber, so he's got a lot, I feel, of confidence to say what he says, and unfortunately, the anime community at large just accepts that everything in anime is good. Like, they can't see anime being bad unless it's just egregiously hitting them in the head with a fucking bat.
About that, it seems like it's relatively popular. It's, you know, got a slightly above average rating. It seems like there's probably a lot of people that do enjoy this. So I'm assuming that the story gets even better. I'm assuming the fan service gets better. And we have a lot to look forward to.
If the fan service... Oh my god, he's saying the fan service is going to get better.
Or two. I mean, I honestly knew nothing about the story before I even dived into the first episode, and then seeing it for myself, I'm pretty surprised. I actually really enjoyed it, all things considered. It's being adapted by Asahi Production, which, you know, pulling them up here to show you what they've worked on. This is kind of what they've worked on over the years. You can kind of see the individual anime and stuff. They've worked on some okay series, nothing too crazy that really, like, stands out that I can see. Like, there's some good stuff, but, like, nothing mind-blowing. But, regardless, I do think that what we have on display here with, Gushing Over Magical Girls is definitely something that, honestly, very degenerate. Like,
struggling to say it, but couldn't get around not being able to call it degenerate, but still avoiding the fact that it has kids. I don't have any winner picks yet, so I'll add Chain. The first episode of Chain was mild, I would say that. About the only thing that I noticed that was interesting is that the main girl's power has a backlash that causes her to have to do things that her slave wants her to do. So it's I like power systems like that where there's a negative to using your power. It makes it for a much more enjoyable watch, I feel. But other than that, the first episode was just very kind of That's about how long he's been. He's a baby face, that's for sure. I mean, it's not as glorious as this is, but I've been growing this out
we're getting
for 2 years.
Okay, Chain Soldier. Okay, that's airing tomorrow, and as we know, it's uncensored as well. So the fact that we got this uncensored, and then also Matosehi tomorrow uncensored, it looks like
just say Chain Soldier, goddammit.
That's what this is looking like, and so that stop thing. There you go. But yeah, I want to do a first impressions on Gushing Over Magical Girls. It's a sadist out of 10. That's what I would rate the first episode. I enjoyed it though. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, you all have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. If you enjoyed the plot or you enjoyed the plot, leave me a like in the video.
Nope, I downvoted it. I'm sorry. Any liking of it gets a downvote for me. But guys, Shum, tits, everyone, thank you for being here or lurking. I do think I'm going to end it here. I might go hang out with Blaine for a bit since I already have everything pulled up if he's got the open invitation still open. But I'll send y'all over to him. Be sure to tell him hi. And I'm going to try to get to some game streaming this weekend, but if I don't, there will be a video out next week. I'm definitely going to try to start doing at least one fully edited video a week, kind of like I did with the anticipated anime of the season. But guys, y'all take it easy. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy your anime watching for the weekend, because after this, we are definitely in the beginnings of the winter anime season, because most of the anime is going to premiere tomorrow. So I will see y'all next Friday for stream, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Later, guys.